Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So it's been a little while since I've come on live. I've put up a couple of videos. I haven't been feeling well. I got kind of sick there for a while. Needed a little break. But I discovered something very interesting, and I want to share it with you guys because I really think it's important. And it's interesting because incidentally, this is an impromptu live stream podcast, right? I just, hadn't been here for a while, so, I just, boom, wanted to come on. I hope you guys don't mind. I could do this differently to where, lots more viewers and everything like that. But I have information, okay? Important information for you. Now, some of you will, hear this later. That's what I'm hoping for. Are familiar with what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a consumer mindset. I'm talking about our values being reduced down to marketing campaigns. That this is largely what we're dealing with. This is the destruction of your male values. Now, within this context, okay, it's very hard for the men. I recognize that. You recognize that. It's unfair to the men. What's up? Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, really, Frana? How's it going, man? Really, Frana? I'm wondering, I know what fauna is, but I don't know what Frana is. Thanks for stopping by. Wonderful to have you guys here. I'm very happy and content, to have just a channel where I can talk about the issues that I think are important to men. So what I'm talking about now is diet, okay? This is critical, all right? Now, there's no excuse for stupid in this day and age, okay? You know what's going on. You know what you need to do. This is true almost of all aspects of life. You know how to be successful. You know how to be happy. You know how to be healthy. But it's hard to do, isn't it? It's damn near impossible to do it. Part of the reason is the psychological, emotional abuse, the popular culture mindset that the men are in, which is just utterly destructive to the men. Okay, so it's really hard. But what if your diet's doing it too? What if your diet is just destroying you? You hear me good? Thank you, Hank. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, I love having the channel too, really, Frana. Like I said, just the ability to talk about important things. So what I'm talking about here is sugar. What I'm talking about here is insulin, all right? It's killing us. There is no way that you can be healthy as a man eating 4 or 5 times a day. You are designed to eat once, maybe twice a day. The insulin spikes, okay? The blood sugar gets, brought down. You go into a fat storage mode, and then you go back into a fat burning mode, okay? So I am talking about intermittent fasting, and I am talking about limiting the carbs. I was forced to kind of eat just once a day because, I wasn't feeling well. But I realized that within a few days that I was feeling, 1,000% better. And it occurred to me that it wasn't what I was eating so much, although, the sugar and the carbs are not great. It was how often I was eating, and that my metabolism was never able to reset. Check this out. We human beings have been around for what we're considering to be about 125,000 generations, right? Now, out of those generations, about 75,000 of them, no, actually much, much more, over 100,000 generations, okay, that we've been around, we are hunter-gatherers. We wake up in the morning, we're with no food, you go out, you hunt, you gather, takes you all day long, you bring it back, you eat, and then you go to sleep and do it the next day. Hundreds of thousands of generations have we done this. The agricultural revolution has been around for about 200 generations. So this idea that we can eat this stuff, wheat, grains, multiple times a day. Now, of course, it's the breadbasket of the world, right? Without it, people would have starved. But this is not what we are evolved to do. You, especially as a man, you're a fat burning machine. You're a muscle building machine. Your dopamine is such that, let's say you go out and you can't find any food today and you're hungry, okay? Do you really think that your physiology, your biology is evolved that you're just going to then go into a cave, lay down and die? No, not at all. You're going to start feeding on all your fat storage, boom. And we've got a lot of it nowadays. Vitamins are in there as well. And your dopamine levels are going to kick up. And your mental clarity is going to kick up. And your speed and reaction times are going to kick up. All you have to do is stop yourself from eating 4 and 5 times a day. Just limit it from like 12 o'clock to like 5 o'clock. And don't go crazy with snacks and spiking it with the sugar. Eat your fat, eat your protein, have a little, have some carbs. You'll be fine. And within a few days, your system will just start repairing itself. So I want to know what you guys think about this and understand that it's a consumer sugar-based mindset. At virtually no time in human evolution were we ever sitting on storehouses, warehouses full of sugar and Twinkies and McDonald's, okay? That's not what we are. And when that level of temptation is put before us, yeah, we'll snack. I'll snack all day long. The dopamine will go out of control. The insulin will go out of control. I'll go into a fat storage mode and I'll stay there for the rest of my life. And you can see this, man. Look, why? Yeah, okay, I don't want to get too harsh here. Oh, yeah. Sacred why. It's so true. It's so true. Men and women have a different diet, okay? If look at the round face that the men get. You're not supposed to have a round face. You're just not. You're supposed to have, the horse face. And, here's the thing. I feel that a lot of men are struggling to have a good life for themselves, just to be happy, just to have a decent life. And I feel that it is a lack of energy. I feel that most of us are operating at right at about our 5% energy reserve. We use 5% and it's done. So there's no energy to start new projects, to stay committed and have a good attitude to, a training program, a new job, learning a new skill. There's no energy. And the reason why there's no energy is because we're spiking, the blood sugar and the insulin 5-6 times a day. And the body is in this, fat storage mode. So if you'll just get back to eating once or twice a day, within a few days, your energy levels are going to increase. Your weight's going to drop down immediately, some. And then you go into, this masculine, fat burning, muscle building mode, as opposed to this fat storage, diabetic, heart disease mode. So, and also, it's the consumer society. It's this idea of, you got to feel good all the time. No, you don't. And if you try to feel good all the time, it's going to take more and more for you to feel good, right? Like you're going to need more and more food or more and more whatever to kick the dopamine levels up. And you're going to be feeling worse and worse as time goes on. And then you're going to be fighting just to not feel bad. So you'll be snacking, you'll be grabbing donuts and juice and sodas. And every time you do it, you're hurting yourself. That's the modern curse. That's the curse of having all this food. And we're not controlling the dopamine either. So it becomes this terrible habit of just indulging ourselves, which does not build the discipline and the strength and the character. that we need to struggle through a difficult life. Hank says, you're right about all this nutritional stuff. Grains are for cattle. I'm interested in my metabolism now with greens, sardines, coffee, and fasting. Exactly. And what a profound difference this can make, to the man and how he goes through his day. And how interesting it is that, this other way of eating, this consumer mindset, this mass-produced food, this fast food industry based on vegetable, grains, and oils and products like that. We switched over to the vegetable oils in the 60s, in the mid 60s. And, the idea was that animal fat is bad for people, but it's not. We have survived and lived on animal fat for, hundreds of thousands of generations. Whereas if we have just been consuming mass amounts of vegetable and grains and things like that for the last, couple hundred generations. And let me mention this. Okay, this is really interesting. We can do it. We can live on this stuff. But of course, what happens is the blood sugar spikes, and this is deadly to your organs, especially to the smaller capillaries, right? The small veins and stuff. This is why the diabetics, they get numbness on the extremities. Give me a second. I'm lighting a cigarette. And I'm also trying to remember exactly where I am. I've lost my place on 2 different levels. People have said that I sound like the guy over at Comics Explained. I listened to him. We don't sound alike, but we do talk in a similar fashion. It's you can tell it's pretty much just, off the cuff. Sorry, bro. Nice channel, though. I like some comics. I like some of the Batman comics. So metabolism is going out of control. Oh, yeah. So the insulin kicks in because the blood sugar is too high, and the blood sugar will destroy the organs, okay? So the body is trying to save you, and it's putting you into fat storage mode, is what it does. It says, hey, we've got all this sugar coming in. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. Never in human evolution have we had this much sugar. And it'll kill you. It'll destroy your organs. So the insulin kicks in and says, no. We've got to do something with this. Shuttle it off to the liver for fatty liver disease and fat storage, and let this person start gaining weight. Let them get fat. Let them get a round face. Let them lose their energy. And this happens over the course of, 30, 40 years. Understand, this gives the individual enough time and enough health to reproduce, right? They can still have children. So we can eat all this carbohydrate, all this sugar. We can spike the insulin 4 or 5 times a day, and we will still live to be 40, 50 years old and have kids. But the kids aren't evolved to process this food. You're not evolved to process this food. Hundreds of thousands of generations, hunter-gatherer, a couple hundred generations, agricultural. But we survived long enough to have kids. Interesting, right? So it kind of knocks us completely out of evolution. Here's an interesting fact about evolution. It is the older men whose sperm is more likely to mutate. Yes. Thus, driving mutation into the species for evolution to have a chance to work. So, interestingly, older males are supposed to reproduce. It's one of the sources of mutation. Now, it's not always good. And also understand, this is an interesting title, right? A Diet for Men, MGTOW, because it's not just the physical, it's not just the diet. It's not just what you eat. It's what you consume, psychologically, mentally, emotionally. And you need this. Men need this. Men need to, look, the basis of MGTOW, okay, is restoring male nature, male sovereignty, and exposing female nature. Now, the female nature has is seeped into society and culture and media itself. Because this is what I talk about. All right. This is why it's so pervasive. This is why you can't reason and you can't reason with it. You can't have a logical argument, debate with these people because they have been indoctrinated through a consumer gynocentric culture. And it's part of their diet. It's part of your diet. What you eat, how you eat. This is a diet for women, not for men. Truly. That's why they get the soft, round faces. That's why the men, they have no energy, and they're soft and they're round. You've got to stop doing this to yourselves. Really. And I believe if you'll just eat once or twice a day within a 4-6 hour window, I think it'll just start repairing itself within a few days. And then I think this will give you the mental clarity and the focus that you need, to be successful and effective in life, even though it's ridiculously unfair. So I wanted to mention this to you, and I hope that you can use this, and I should prepare a better kind of presentation for all of this. Now, I will be coming on here more often, more regularly, but I don't know that I will be also increasing production value, right? I don't know. I'd rather just get the information to you guys. And, my energy's building up too, so I should have a lot more energy to do more videos, right? We'll see. So work on this with me, okay? Some of you that are, you don't have any energy, you're not making any progress, with strength gains and things like that. You're just like always right there at the edge of your energy level. Stop eating so much. Just eat a few times, twice a day between like 12 noon and like 5 o'clock. And then otherwise just have water. You'll be hungry. Like you'll get ghrelin will kick in, the hormone, and you'll get like that empty stomach feeling, but it won't hurt you. Work on through it, because that's the place where your metabolism is supposed to be. You're supposed to be hungry. And the other cultures recognize that. They did not feed men ridiculous amounts of carbohydrates. So I'm very curious what you guys think about it. Your insights to it. I want to get this kind of like a dialogue going on. And I'll try to come back on later today, and talk about it some more and advance the subject. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments section. I think it's critical. I do. I think it's critical. Intermittent fasting, guys. Just give it a try for a few days. Let me know how you feel. I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. I don't know I don't even really have a means for you guys to donate right now. But hey, this is what I say, I have to say it. I challenge you gents to try and not use plates. Oh, I get it. Eat it all off a giant piece of lettuce. Get primal, gents. It will make you feel better. Exactly. Get back to your primary nature, and your natural systems will kick right in, and you'll be like, damn, I haven't felt this good in years. And all it's going to take is a few days of, kind of not eating all the candy and the sugars and the carbs and the sodas and just kind of limiting it. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. Join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW. Have a great day.